Attachment is born from the deep-rooted illusion that something outside us, be it a person, object, belief, or achievement, can give lasting meaning to our lives. From a very young age, we begin to cling to people and things because we are trained to believe that our identity is incomplete without them. This emotional dependency, though it appears as love or care, is actually a subtle fear of emptiness, a silent desire to hold on to something that gives us a false sense of stability. We become emotionally attached to people not just because of love, but because they reflect back a certain image of us that we like to hold on to. For example, if someone praises us often or makes us feel special, our mind begins to depend on them for self-worth. This dependency becomes a prison. Similarly, we get attached to beliefs or ideas, religious, political, or personal, because they give structure to the chaos of life. But this structure is mental, not real. It is a boundary built by thought, and anything that threatens that belief makes us feel insecure. The ego plays a central role in all this. It labels someone as a success or failure based on society's borrowed standards, wealth, fame, looks, or status. If someone we know achieves something considered great by the world, we don't merely acknowledge it, we compare it with our own life. This comparison creates discomfort. We feel left behind even if we are doing fine. It is not their success that hurts us. It is our sense of not being special anymore. The ego wants to be the center, to feel superior or at least equal. When someone's clothes shines brightly, it casts a shadow on our imagined self-image. This pain isn't about them, it's about the story we tell ourselves about ourselves. Take a simple example. Imagine two friends working in similar jobs. One suddenly gets promoted to a much higher position. The other, even if happy outside, might feel uneasy inside. The mind begins to ask, why not me? Am I not good enough? This inner chatter begins because the ego is comparing, competing, calculating its worth through others. Emotional attachment follows the same pattern. When we spend more time with someone, especially during emotionally intense moments, joy, pain, or shared struggle, the mind weaves a story around them. This story becomes a part of me. Losing them or seeing them grow in a direction different from ours feels like losing a piece of ourselves. We don't realize that it was never about the person. It was always about our identification with the image we had of them. The pain is not in losing them, but in the collapse of the mental image we had created. Our attachment to objects is no different. A car, a house, a phone, all become extensions of our personality. We don't just lose a thing when it breaks. We feel a dent in our identity. Beliefs work the same way. When someone challenges what we deeply believe, we don't calmly consider their view. We become defensive, even angry. Why? Because our belief has become me. Questioning it feels like questioning our existence. Over time, we start living not in reality, but in these emotional extensions of ourselves. That is why letting go becomes so hard. We're not letting go of a person or idea. We're letting go of a part of ourselves that was never real to begin with. And here lies the key to freedom: to see this whole movement clearly without judgment. Watch how the mind creates labels, attaches identities, builds images. Notice how it instantly compares when someone else achieves something. See how it becomes restless, insecure, or even jealous, not because there's something wrong with others, but because it is searching for a fixed image to hold on to. The way out is not to fight these emotions or suppress them, but to observe them silently. When a friend becomes successful, instead of turning inward in pain, one can simply observe the arising jealousy without trying to change it. This awareness brings a space, a gap, where the emotion starts losing its grip. It is in this silent seeing that transformation happens. Practical life offers many such moments of observation. When scrolling social media and seeing someone's luxurious vacation, instead of reacting with hidden irritation, one can notice how quickly thought moves to compare. When someone praises a colleague more than us, and a small bitterness rises, we can notice the ego tightening. when a loved one starts giving more attention to someone else, and we feel abandoned. We can pause and observe that pain without blaming them or ourselves. These are moments of awakening. Each attachment, each hurt, each comparison is an invitation to look within. The mind craves certainty, permanence, and control, but life is uncertain, flowing, and alive. The more we try to possess, the more we suffer. True freedom lies in not being tied to anyone or anything emotionally. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means loving without clinging, enjoying without owning, acting without expecting. A mother can care for her child deeply and still allow them the freedom to be themselves. A friend can celebrate another's success without measuring it against their own life. A believer can question their faith with humility, and a mind can be still in the middle of chaos, simply watching. Slowly, as this observation deepens, a new intelligence arises, a sensitivity that is not bound by the past, not driven by ego, and not afraid of loss. This intelligence lives in the present. It doesn't need to attach, because it sees the beauty of things as they are, not as extensions of the self. And when one lives in such awareness, there is no jealousy, no comparison, no inner ache when someone else succeeds, because one is no longer measuring life through borrowed eyes. One begins to enjoy others' joy without wanting to own it. One begins to relate with people, not as sources of emotional safety, but as fellow travelers in this mysterious flow of life. Attachments then begin to fall away, not through effort, but through understanding. And in this freedom there is peace, clarity, and love untouched by need.